Okay, we're gonna start. So say good morning. Great, great. So everyone's here, and it seems that we are ready to start. Great. Hey, thank you, thank you. All right. So today, it's a rainy day. Is it raining over there too? Oh yeah, yeah. So it's a calm, it's calm day. So let's note it. We're gonna start a new chapter today. Okay, managing startups and new ventures. We pretty much talked about these things, with my paper, entrepreneurship. So this is a trend, okay. So we see a lot of startups these days, right? These days. So that's why we are to talk about this, because think about that. The big company and small company, okay, new ventures, they're quite different, right? So when you think about a big company, so it's a very stable, and you find a job there, but new ventures is very dynamic, okay? Actually, you can, okay, set up a new venture in your career, okay? Probably you will have a chance to do it. So we're gonna talk about that, okay? All right. And announcement, okay? So I wanna make our schedule, okay? Because chapter 6, okay? Startups. We'll talk about that today, okay? And done. And next week, we're going to talk about chapter 8 and 9. Don't confuse it. Chapter 8 and 9, all right? Chapter 8 is the strategy formulation, and chapter 9 is the decision making. Okay? So, very important topics. Very, very important topics in the principles of manual class. Okay? Strategy formulation and decision making. Okay? Actually, strategy formulation is about the strategy management. Okay? So, you're going to take my class again, BUS 499. Okay? And decision making is directly involved with the operation manager, Dr. John Graft. Okay? So you are gonna take this class with Dr. John Graft. Okay? So principal management is just introductions, okay? The surface of the management. All right, let me ask this: Biz Cafe, the simulation, how was it? So last time, okay, we did Biz Cafe simulation. So how was it?
It was good. It was very interesting to learn really like how all that worked, and when you the next day when it simulated to see what you thought you did right and then really what it happened with it.
That's great, great. So did you have any technical things or technical issues or whatever, some some extra issues other than the playing the game? Did you have any problem with that? So everything is fine now? So you're familiar with the game?
Yes, sir.
All right, great. So at this point, I assume that every team is ready to enjoy the game, okay? Great. So why we care about the simulation is very simple. Okay? Business is a real thing. Okay? Business is a real thing. So I want to try. Okay? I want my students to practice the real setting. Okay? Not just textbook things. So that's why I just import this cafe experience into this class. So please think about that. Okay? When we talk about some business concepts, okay, with a textbook, you can think about, these cafe experiences. In my game, what did I do? Okay? To apply this, what did I do? Something like this. Okay? So that's why I want to integrate this cafe experience and lecture sessions. Okay? So please use it. Okay. All right, let's move a little fast. Okay. All right, let's try one of these. Okay. True or false questions. So you are familiar with this. Please go to Canvas, and your quiz is available. So please take it. Okay. Please take it. So I give you 10 minutes. So you finish your room keys at 9:45. I give you 10 minutes. When you're done, please let me know. Great, great. I think most people do it. Yeah, done. Okay. Is anyone still needs time? Everyone's done? If you need a time, please let me know. All right, I gave you 10 minutes, but if everyone is done, so we're gonna start. Talk about that. Done, 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 done. Great. So, can I start? Okay. All right, so everyone's ready. Great. Very okay. All right, you are well prepared. Okay, let's talk about that. All right, new ventures, entrepreneurship. Okay, so starting a new venture is very, very interesting. Yeah, exciting things. Okay. So number one, approximately 600,000 new businesses are launched in the US each year by entrepreneurs. True or false?
True.
Yeah, it's true. A lot of new businesses. Okay. A lot of new businesses are launched in the US currently. It's a good thing. Because it drives innovations. It drives the freshman or the or something like that. Okay? All right. Number two, entrepreneurs in the optimized category are rewarded by the personal satisfaction of being business owners. Okay. So is it true or false? True or false? Optimized category are rewarded by personal satisfaction.
True.
It's true. All right. So in the textbook, okay, it's talking about 5 types of categories, entrepreneurs. Okay. So please, what is that? 5? Is it like what was that? Idealist, optimizer, hard worker, jugglers, and sustainable. Yeah. So 5 types. Okay. You don't need to remember all of these 5 types, but it is interesting to see what category you are actually very close. Okay. So optimizer is satisfied by the personal satisfaction of being business owners. Okay. So we are going to talk about this. Okay. Number 3, entrepreneurship and small business in the United States is an engine for job creation and innovation. True or false? How do you think?
True.
And it's true?
Yeah.
Why true? Why do you think so? Why entrepreneurship and small businesses is an engine for job creation and innovation? So we talked about some numbers, right? Some numbers. It's true. Entrepreneurship and small businesses increase number of jobs and innovations too. Why? Why small businesses can't do it? Why not big business? Why small business is better to create jobs and innovations compared with the big corporations?
Is it because they have more opportunity to go like their own way with it and be more innovative and try new things on a smaller scale, and they have the ability to like have each individual person work together in a smaller group and bring in better ideas and have better work atmosphere in some ways?
It's nimble, right? It's a small, so it's a nimble, and you can try some other ways. Okay, that's true. But they don't have enough resources usually. They always are suffering from that lack of the resources to do something. Think about a small business. They don't have enough resources. They don't have enough money. They don't have enough people. But they do some innovations and job creations. So compare with the big corporations. Actually, big corporations can do many, many things. All right, Andrew?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why small business has a much innovation and job creation. In terms of resource, big corporations are much, much beneficial to pursue it. Yeah, anyone? Why? In my perspective, small businesses, they have to do it. All right? They have to pursue innovations because think about that competition between small business and big corporations. Big corporations already have their own markets. They have the profit, the stream. Okay, so think about that. Big corporations, they already have existing market share, right? Actually, they want to maintain it. They don't want to change it. Market, yeah? Just maintain it. Then they have very stable operations, make money. Yeah? Big corporations, because they are incumbents. But small businesses, think about that. They should develop a new market share. All right? Then how? Innovations. Okay? That's why they pursue innovations. And they pursue innovations, and these tries are successful, and they have some contributions for the economy. Okay? This is a simple logic behind of this. That is my perspective. Make sense? So even small businesses have a less resource to pursue innovations. Their performance is much better than the big corporations. Okay? All right, let's move. Number 4, a need to achieve is a psychological characteristics that means people are motivated to excel and pick situations in which success is likely. Number 4, true or false?
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Right now. Okay. Number 5. The first step in pursuing an entrepreneurial dream is to come up with a viable idea. Yes, that's true. Okay. Number 5 is true too. Okay. The idea is first. Okay. Idea is first. Then make it realize it. All right. This is what entrepreneurial process. So entrepreneurship is defined in this way. Okay. You find a viable idea to make a business and realize it. This is entrepreneurial process. Okay. Number 6, a sole proprietorship is unincorporated business owned by 2 or more people. It's not true, right? It's a sole ownership is just owned by one person. Okay. So when you start a new business, you need to decide this. Okay? You need to decide this. So you have idea, all right? Then you have a business plan. Okay? You need to write up. And when you have this process, you need to decide, okay, what's the ownership structure of the corporations. Okay, we will talk about this with the our case, the Ch6 case. Number 7, borrowing from family and friends is a common source of debt financing for a startup business. Yes, this is an angel. We talked about that, okay, in my paper. This is an angel. Okay? You borrow money from someone who is related to you, okay? Your family, your friends. This is an angel. Okay, so several types of the entrepreneurial financing sources: angel, venture capital, bank, and corporate venture capital. So we talked about this. Okay? Number 8, an attractive innovation for entrepreneurs who want to start a new business from scratch is to join a business incubator. True or false? Yeah, it's true. It's true too. All right. What is a business incubator? Anyone? Business incubator, what is that? What is it?
It's a company that just like helps get startups going, basically.
All
Like on
right.
foot.
Okay. Actually, business incubator is some institutions, right, that support the small businesses to make it start. Actually, at Berry we have a business incubator too. What is that? Anyone knows the Hackberry? You know that, right? Hackberry, and also some other institutions. Okay? And Berry has multiple actually business incubators. Okay? So if you are interested in starting a new business, you can just knock, okay? Say hello, and I have some ideas. Can I try this here? And they will help you. Okay? So Hackberry and some there are some other institutions, but some other organizations, but I don't remember the name. Okay? So at Berry, I just want to emphasize Berry. There are some business incubators. Okay? So please use this if you are interested. Great. Okay. All right, then let's move. Any question, comment? Okay, so this is a very simple topic, so it won't be long. All right, so we've done one of the keys. So, learning objectives. We already talked about this. Entrepreneurship, okay, innovations, and job creations, and minority women-owned business. This is a trend of the entrepreneurship, okay, small businesses. We talked about personal characteristics, okay, 5 types, but we're gonna talk about this again, okay? And social entrepreneurship and planning, okay? Planning, idea, business plan, and decisions, okay? And becoming a business owner, including buying a franchise and starting an online business. So we'll talk about this, really. Very simple topics, okay? Very easy, okay? So we are talking about environment, okay? New businesses. All right. So today's class activity is your chat case, okay? Blackjack antics. Okay? This situation can happen a lot in small businesses. So you are supposed to talk about this case with your team, and then we are gonna sum up, okay, your discussions and move. Okay. So I'm gonna create account breakout rooms. How many? It's 4, right? Yeah, number of rooms 4. And duration is 10 minutes. Maybe okay. And great. All right, please go ahead. Your team room, your breakout room, and talk about this case. Then we are gonna briefly sum up your discussions and we'll move. That's it. It's very simple. Please go ahead. All right, welcome back. Welcome back. All right, so let's talk about that. First, ready? Okay. So, blackjack antiques. What happened? Anyone can start it. What happened in this business? Briefly. What happened? Please start, anyone. What happened in this business? Right. Best team, come on your mic and please tell us what happened. All right, who's ready? Okay, Murph, you ready? Please tell us what happened, Murph. All right. Anyone, please tell us. Anyone can start it.
Basically, two friends became like partners in a business, like in an antique restoring business, and one purchased all the loans or startup loans and for the company, and the other one had some like financial problems personally. And as the business progressed, one of them found an opportunity to work for another company, but didn't tell the partner. And the wife ended up talking with Kevin's wife, and it got back to Kevin, and Kevin wasn't sure what to do. So he talked with his coach or something, and that's where it left off.
All right, great summary. Okay, perfect. If you're Kevin, how would you initiate a conversation with Jeremy? What would you want to learn? What would you say? Okay, any team? What you talk about? Please go ahead.
Basically, what our group said was that we would talk privately with Jeremy and be very candid and kind of just hear his side, and heard or mentioned that he heard that he got an offer from another firm. Ask him if it was true and why he never expressed his concerns to Kevin, because they were friends and business partners, and asked if he wanted to continue to leave, and just something along those lines.
Yeah, it makes sense. Perfect sense. They are friends and also business partners. Okay, so their conversation is very sensitive at this point. Okay, but they have their own passes. So anyway, they will push you their own ways. Okay, so starting conversation is not easy, but they need to talk about that because of the business. Okay. The second question, what does this case illustrate about the risk of starting a business with a partner? Well, might those risks be minimized? Explain. Any ideas?
Kind of shows like the risk of a partnership, and they didn't have like any business agreements or documents that like showed who controlled like what parts of the company and like the contract agreement.
It's
So
a
it probably
problem.
would be best to like have that on paper. So like in case something like if Jeremy had to leave, then Kevin doesn't have to have all the financial debt on his side.
It's a big issue. It's a problem, and it's common, very common in the small businesses. Okay, all right. So what are you gonna do? So we know that it's very common. The lack of documentation is very common, and it's a big issue in sometime in the future. Okay? So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Murph?
I would just get basically in this case, like Kevin and Jeremy should, or I guess have some lawyers get involved and write down like the business like plan and like who have like a set like who owns what shares of the company. Is it 50-50? Does Kevin own more of it? And then so like if in this case when Jeremy because Jeremy could just leave and he like Kevin would have to handle all the financial debt and still he could either sell the company or just try to keep it running, but Jeremy doesn't have to like worry about anything.
Exactly. Exactly. I love your comment. Hire a lawyer. Hire a lawyer. Okay. Hiring a lawyer is not, cheap. It's sometimes expensive. But this case, not much. Not much. Okay. But it works. It works. Okay. So when you start a business with someone, okay, you rely on any relationship. But if you start it with someone, please hire a lawyer and make a document. All right, documentation is important because not just explicitly state the ownership or something like that, but because it defines your jobs, each other's jobs. Okay? So please hire a lawyer when you have business partners and make it clear who will do this, who will do this. Okay? Then who is taking responsibility of this, who will take a benefit of this. Okay? Something like this. That is the best way. But lawyer is not perfect. Okay? Documentation is just documentation. Okay? So in the real setting, documentation plus alpha. Alpha can be your relationship with your partners. Okay? Okay? And communications. Any other idea? Any other ideas to minimize the risk? Illustrate in the case. So from your discussions, any other idea? All right. Say no. That's it. Okay. Let's talk about Kevin. Do you think Kevin could make a go of the business alone? Should he try? Please tell us your discussions. Any team? The last question. Kevin, what is gonna do?
He said that he didn't or he shouldn't go into the business alone because he just like he was the collector and then Jeremy was the one who did the restoration. So if he ended up doing the business alone, he might want to consider hiring someone else to do restoration in the future so that the items are at least of decent quality and presentable for buyers.
All right, let's go. Go. Okay, go your way, Kevin. Okay, it can be. It can be. All right. But he should hire someone, all right? Because he needs a partner too. All right, any other? No, Kevin should stop it. Anyone think of that? Okay, so based on these discussions, the lesson is very simple. When you start a business, okay, you need to make a document. Okay? If you have business partner, okay? But documentation is not perfect. Okay? So plus alpha can be your relationship and communications. Okay, and there are a lot of things can happen. There are many things that can happen in the process of making business. Okay, so whenever you have some events or some things, okay, you should be prepared and respond accordingly. Okay, so like something like this, we talked about the case. Okay, very simple case, very straightforward, but your discussions were great. Okay, so let's move. Any question, comments on the case? All right. So, brief lecture. Okay. So, I'm going to talk about some things, some important, concepts. That's it in the lecture. Okay. I'm not going to cover all the, contents in the textbook. Okay. Textbook, you read yourself. So, and what's that? The process of initiating a business venture. All right. So, high risk, high reward. Okay. So, the steps. Okay. Recognize a valuable idea first, and assumes financial and legal risk, and receive the business profits. Okay. So, this is entrepreneurship, starting a new business. So we talked about that. 5 types of small business owners: idealists, optimizers, hard workers, jugglers, and sustainers. All right, optimizers. We talked about that. Get personal satisfaction from being business owners. And idealists, rewarded by a chance to work on something new and creative. Okay? And hard workers, jugglers, and sustainers. What are you in it? What are you in this type? What types are you in this? Let me think about that, about myself. What type are you in? Anyone? Ashley? Please tell me, what type are you in? I'm just wondering.
Are you asking what type you are? Is that what you're saying?
No, you are.
Oh, I am.
Mm-hmm. How do you think?
I would say probably the optimizer and hard worker. Like, it's kind of a mixture.
Mixture. Okay. All right. So I'm not jugglers. I'm not sustainers, hard workers. Okay. So yeah, please think about that. What type are you in? Okay. Then probably you can find some implications. Okay. What kind of work you have, okay, to satisfy yourself. Okay. So 5 types. You don't need to remember all of this, but it is very interesting to see what type you are in. Okay. So yeah, think about that. So this is trend, global entrepreneurship. Okay. International business. All the businesses these days are international business. So global entrepreneurship is so natural. technology, and people, and middle class people, and female entrepreneurs. Okay, these are factors to make a global entrepreneurship. Okay, and entrepreneurship and small business, vital, dynamic, crucial aspect of the U.S. economy. We talked about this. Okay. Why? Why entrepreneur companies are engines for job creation and innovation? Because they have to. They have to. They have to be innovative. Okay? Unless, if they are not, they cannot survive. Okay? That's why. All right. Who are entrepreneurs? In the U.S., immigrants, okay, often start their business, women, minorities. So everyone, actually. Everyone is an entrepreneur. Okay? All right. Then gender. More and more women actually start a business. Okay? At Berry, I have many women entrepreneurs, potential women entrepreneurs in my classes. Actually, in the senior classes, I see many female students who want to have their own businesses in their fields. Okay? So it's very apparent. Okay? So characteristics of entrepreneurs. Okay? Entrepreneurs usually they have autonomy, okay, and entrepreneurial sacrifice, high energy, need to achieve, self-confidence, and low cost of control. So these are general characteristics of entrepreneurs. Okay? General, not just general characteristics. But I'm not sure which one is first, being entrepreneur and make these characteristics, or these characteristics to make someone, to be an entrepreneur. How do you think? Which one is first? Characteristics, entrepreneur, or entrepreneur characteristics? Which one is first? Anyone? Any idea? I agree, these characteristics are very general for entrepreneurs, but I am not sure which one. Characteristics first and being an entrepreneur, or being an entrepreneur and making these characteristics. Which one is first? How do you think?
The need to would be a good one to be first.
What, characteristics first?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So that's what you think about. Okay. That makes sense too. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I'm not sure which one goes first. Okay. So, but the characteristics and entrepreneurs.
I think self-confidence is a good one to go first because you got to be confident before you start any business because you got to believe that you can do it.
So your perspective is also support the characteristic first, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So yeah, there are many cases I see, the characteristics. Some characteristics actually lead to being an entrepreneur. But the other cases, okay, actually, entrepreneurs, actually, they change it. They have an experience to change their characteristics too. So after being an entrepreneur, actually, they have this general characteristics too. So I see some cases too. So that's why I'm just, wondering. I'm just, talk about this. So it's not clear which one goes first, characteristics, entrepreneurs, or entrepreneurs and characteristics. But it's still true. It's still see, these are general characteristics of entrepreneurs: autonomy, entrepreneurial sacrifice, high energy, need to achieve, and self-confidence, and low hustle culture, something like this. Okay? All right. Social entrepreneurship. Social entrepreneurship combines the creativity, business smart, passion, and hard work of the traditional entrepreneur with a social mission. Okay? Social mission to change the world for the better. What is the example of social entrepreneurship? Do you have any example? Social entrepreneurship? Any example of social entrepreneurship? Anyone? Yes. Goodwill. Goodwill. All right. So we see a lot of goodwill stories. Okay? That is a social entrepreneurship too. Okay? So their mission is what? Not making a profit. Their mission is creating jobs. Okay? So that is their social mission, to change the world for the better. Okay? So this is an example of social entrepreneurship. There are many social entrepreneurship-based companies. Okay? Thompson's, the shoes company, and these days there are many social entrepreneurship corporations. Okay? And launching an entrepreneurial startup. So this is a steps. All right, this is a steps to make a business. First one, idea and business plan and legal structure and financing and go. Okay, idea, business plan, legal structure, arrange financing. Okay, so your ideas. There are many sources of your ideas. Okay, there are multiple sources of your ideas. Okay. All right, industry or profession. Okay, market niche study. Okay, brainstorming, hobby, and some other things. So based on your ideas, you write a business plan, right? Clear, compelling vision, realistic financial projections, or something like that. Okay, you can read this. This is exactly what entrepreneurship class is doing. Okay, Dr. Paula English. Okay, so entrepreneurship class provides this. Okay, this is skills: writing a business plan. So idea and writing a business plan. Okay, and legal structure. We talked about that: sole ownership and partnership and corporation. Sole ownership, one person; partnership, multiple people; and corporation, the artificial entity created by the state or exists not apart from its owners. Then financing. Debt financing, bank, you borrow money, all right? This is debt financing. A family, personal credit cards, and equity financing, venture capital. So we talked about that venture capital. Venture capital is the financial institution that invest in a startup, and when a startup grows, and they sell the stocks to make capital gains. That is venture capital. So debt financing and direct financing, equity financing. Okay? So please remember this. 4 steps. We talked about that. Start with an idea, write a business plan, choose a legal structure, arrange financing. Okay. All right. And tactics for becoming a business owner. So you can just start your business by your own. All right. So 4 steps: idea, business plan, and legal structure, and financing. Then you start new business. This is purely, this is the one way to start your business, or you can buy an existing business. Okay? It's much simpler, right? There is an existing business, then you can buy it. Okay. This is much simpler, but it costs. It costs a lot. Okay? And franchise, okay? Chick-fil-A is very famous, right? So buy a franchise or participate in a business incubator. We talk about business incubator. Okay? So you can join a business incubator. Okay? Under the umbrella of business incubator, you just grow your business. Okay? So it's a franchising, you know that, right? Franchising is an arrangement to purchase the right to distribute the product or service. Okay? And business incubator, we already talked about that. Okay. All right. Then, okay. This is a good way to starting an online or mobile business because it doesn't cost a lot. All right. You save cost a lot. It starts very easily. Okay? So the internet is aiding in the launch of new business and new ventures. Okay? This environment. And online business, find a niche market. Okay? And create a website and domain name and operations. Okay, so online business is quite different from the offline businesses in many dimensions, okay? But it saves a lot. Okay? So it is suitable to start a new business who usually in general lack of the resources. Okay? All right, so you can think of this. All right, this is pretty much about chapter 6, new ventures. Okay? So we talked about some trends in entrepreneurship, right? Women, minority, and global business. Okay? Then we talked about some types of entrepreneurs. Okay? We talked about entrepreneurs, people, right? People. Okay? And we talked about some steps, okay, to start a business. Okay? Idea, business plan, legal structure, and ownership structure. Okay. Then we talk about some tactics to make it easier to start your business. You can start by yourself your business, okay, everything, or you can buy a business, or you can franchise a business, or you can start another business. Huh? So these are pretty much about new ventures we talk about in the preschool class. Okay? So each topic can be detailed and enlarged in the following classes you will take. Huh? All right, how was it? Any question, comment? Please type it. Any question, comment? No? All right. So thank you so much. We are done. Then next week, we're gonna talk about 2 chapters, right? Okay. Before going, any question, comment? No? Please say something, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. If you don't want to turn on your microphone, please type it. Okay. So for our communications. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Great. Great.